What's good? What's good, Check Down family? We back. We back with another Check Down episode. Oh man, we just here to talk a little off-season ball. I'm here with my fellas, man, Sir and JMIK. How y'all feeling tonight, man? Well, this afternoon. My bad. Not night. It's afternoon.
I'm good, brother. What's up with y'all? How y'all feeling today?
Man, I'm alright, man. I'm alright. It's all I always feel good to get on here with the people and talk ball. That's
Okay.
always
All
fun.
right. Can't be mad at that.
Yeah, man,
That's a fact.
What's up
So
with you?
yeah, what's up with you, Mr. Outside? How you doing?
Outside.
Run some errands. That's it, man.
On the
Oh,
roof
now, now,
outside.
now it's just errands and shit. Yeah, now it's just errands and shit.
I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah,
errands is getting my dog food and shit, man. That's what errands is, man.
Nah, but officially yesterday, man, we didn't get to talk about it, but Aaron Rodgers has signed a contract for 1 year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, me and Certified was talking about it. The way they've been moving is unusual, according to what the Steelers do on a regular basis. Usually, they go get their own guy and they make it work from there. But they obviously brought in uh, Aaron Rodgers to try to build off the team they have, and the rumors are they are looking for another pass catcher after trading George Pickens. What do y'all think about what's going on out there in Pittsburgh?
Mm. Honestly, I'm shocked though because this isn't really their mo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is the first time I've ever seen. Well, from my viewpoint, this is the first time I've ever seen the Steelers allow a player to dictate something to them. It's like they usually run a tight ship, and I was one of the naysayers saying, that's just preliminary shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Pittsburgh ain't really going to entertain Aaron Rodgers and his circus. I was dead set on it's just it's just a formality. He's not going to get signed. And lo and behold, he got signed. So I'm just shocked, though. I'm shocked because they waited on him and all this back and forth and this and that and you know Aaron Rodgers is a circus all by himself. Barnum's and Bailey, dog. Like he's the fucking ringmaster. I think he's the greatest, not the greatest. He's the best quarterback that I've ever seen in my life. And at the same time, uh he brings the circus to town. So I'll pass.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not that surprised. I've been saying it for weeks, man. I'm not that surprised, man. Like you can't, with the kind of roster they have, you can't go into the season with Mason Rudolph as your number one quarterback on the depth chart. Like I'm not shocked about it. But what does shock me is like I'm hearing Steeler fans talk and like it sounds like it's not as bad as when the Jets got him and I mean the hyping up of the team, how they're going to win Super Bowls with it. They're not talking like that. But I'm just surprised that when people sign or get Aaron Rodgers, it's I mean, like it breeds some kind of hope. And I don't see it. Like I don't like I don't see them winning that division. I still got that as the Ravens division. And like even after like I was checking Vegas odds for like division winners because I always put that parlay in. And like before Aaron Rodgers, I think it was like plus 600 for them to win the AFC North. Once they signed him, it was plus 550. So that kind of tell you what Vegas thinks about the whole situation.
Yeah, it seemed a little. It don't seem like to the media and to the people that it really moved the needle. Um, Pittsburgh fans may feel a different way, right? They obviously feel like they got a guy that can get them more wins than what they had last year in Russ and Justin. So I mean, obviously you got to see it play out. But the one thing I can say, um, Aaron Rodgers is gonna play football at his level. You know what I mean? At his capable. He's not gonna make a lot of mistakes. He might be behind on time. You might not see him do a lot of escape in the pocket and making some magical plays. But if they get another pass catcher in that room, I think they could be in a decent spot. Not gonna say they take it in division, but I could see them still being a 9 to 10 win team, and making a push towards a wild card spot. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I mean, but didn't most people have them already as an 8 to 9 win team, anyways? Though.
I think I had him, yeah, somewhere between, yeah, 7 to 10. Yeah.
So I mean, I think about like watching him up close and personal at the Jets. Like he can rip up your fucking locker room. Like that. That's the thing that you got to be careful of. And I get it. They got Mike Tomlin. Like he's a I mean, like he one of them coaches that where I mean, like he commands the locker room and all that. But but you still got to be careful of that. And then the other thing is like I don't get this whole they're gonna trade for another wide receiver. Then why didn't they just keep George Pickens for the year, and then once free agency comes next year, just let him go and you're gonna get a comp pick wherever he signs. Like trading him to me didn't make a lot of
Good afternoon, Savage. Go Birds for sure. Nah, that dude, that is kind of. But JMIK, is it possible that they were just tired of the antics? Just done?
Mm.
Or they
I,
just,
I, I don't.
is
I
that
don't think
possible
he.
though?
I don't know if that's possible.
I
I
mean,
really
they could
don't.
have been.
You breaking up a little, mate. You in the blender. Nah, but sir, I think they could have been done, bro. Like, just didn't want to deal with the crash out and all the bullshit that come with George Pickens being on the team. Like, it could just be that, you know what I mean? I don't want to say that simple, but it could be though.
I mean, it's. I'm not blaming Seattle for what they did because the market is steadily going up for wide receivers. And, I wouldn't want to. You already got stuck in a 28, $30 million deal with DK with his first extension. You know what I'm saying? So I think they might have been a little honest with themselves about his skill set and his capabilities. And, it's like he's not a number one. I don't even think DK is a 1B. I think DK is a 2.
Okay.
And,
At this
and you
point in his
can't,
career, that's what you got
yeah,
him at 2.
period.
Okay.
You know, um,
That's respectable though. He been kind of,
it,
up and down over the last 2 or 3 years, anyways.
like his limited route tree, um, blows me.
You know what's
And
funny though, sir? I had a conversation with one of my partners, and he a Seattle fan, and I told him, I said, what DK really is what they try to say AJ is. And he like, what you mean? I'm like,
yeah,
DK is the guy that really has 2 or 3 routes. Like he really only has 2 or 3: slant, go, come back. That's it. That's it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. That's it. And then it's like if you get a cornerback that's familiar with him and can be physical with him, he's done, dog. He's
Yeah.
done. You
You
know
can
what I'm
get him
saying?
out of the
Like,
game quick.
yeah, you can get him out the game quick. So I'm just trying to see how that's going to fare for him in the
Oh
AFC
my,
North.
my bad push. Oh yeah, he could put the slant and the go together. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So like what I was saying was like, and what you were saying, like, yeah, they might have been sick of him. But the thing is, they got a third round pick from the Cowboys. I think it was a third round pick next year, right?
Yeah. Third round.
So what happens if the Cowboys is really good and make it further enough to push that pick to the back, when they could have just kept that dude and somebody would have signed it to a big enough deal to get you a third round comp pick? That's all I'm saying. Like now you out here looking for another wide receiver. Teams know you're looking for another wide receiver. So if you do want to trade for that guy, they're gonna tax you. So that's why I don't really understand the move. And I get it. They might have been sick of dude, but you gotta, I mean, like this is, I mean, chess not checkers though.
For sure, for sure. Hey, shout out to Push, man, for tapping in with us. Hey, it's 77 people in here, man. Hit the like button for us, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. You know what I mean? I know we did it's a little later than usual, but we just did something for the people. Tune in next week though for us in the second half of our state of the divisions. Um, what teams at, what we believe as a unit, what teams at. And soon to come, I think we're gonna do our power rankings, you know what I mean, before the preseason pop off. And get into this prediction, record prediction. I think that's something new we haven't done this done as a unit yet, right? We haven't done that yet, right, guys? Game
No,
by
I don't think we
game.
ever did. No, I don't think we ever did that. Like I think we said who we thought were gonna win the divisions, but I mean never like a pure record prediction though.
So yeah, something new y'all can tap in for, man. We're gonna do a record prediction live. You know what I mean? Game by game. So if your team is on the board, you can tap in and tell us why you win the game. You know what I mean? So that's something to look forward to. But in sports news, man, Coco has won another major. You know what I mean? So shout out to Coco, man, for pulling it out again, man. She's one of the greats. She's following the footsteps of her hero. You know what I mean? The true great, Miss Williams. But shout out to her, man, for winning another one today. You know. What I was just looking at. I was just looking at something too. I wanted to ask y'all about. So
I mean,
it's what up? What you saying, Jay, man? Talk to me.
well, so I was gonna ask another question, like like it's kind of with the whole like Aaron Rodgers thing, right?
Let's do it.
So now that they're gonna sign Aaron Rodgers, like, what do we think gonna happen with Kirk Cousins? Because he's just sitting there in Atlanta, kind of just chilling on ice right now.
He might turn out to be the highest paid backup in the NFL.
They
It's
gotta
gonna be
move him.
how
They
though?
just have
Where?
to.
Can you give me where?
To who
Just give me
though?
a where.
I
Because I
mean,
think the last team on the board just took Aaron Rodgers.
the Jets need a quarterback. The
I think
Giants
they
need a
hound Justin
quarterback.
though, bro.
That's cool, but what
Yeah,
if
we
that
talked to
nigga piss
definitely
his
too high.
They
pants?
got Justin and what? Tyrod?
Yeah,
The
but Tyrod's
Raiders
the
need a
backup, so
quarterback.
Now that. No, they got
I mean the
Gino.
Raiders got Gino though. They got
Oh yeah,
Gino.
that's
They
right.
just
They
paid
signed
Gino.
Gino to that contract. Yep, they did.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. Shit. What else is there?
He
Uh,
ain't going back to Minnesota. That ain't
Nah,
happening.
maybe
he's
they.
not going back there.
Oh, wherever he gotta go somewhere. And
I'm thinking
Atlanta
of the
is going.
teams. I just don't see a
I
Hold
don't
on,
know where he
let
gonna
me go
go
look
for.
real quick. Let me look because my
Cause
brain's
I'm
kind
really
of
trying to
scattered.
think about it.
because the Giants was the last possibility I thought he had, but shit, they took Russ, they took Jackson Dart, they got Jameis Winston. He ain't got no spot there.
I'm
I mean,
trying to think of.
Cleveland got Joe
Oh,
already.
go. My bad.
The Colts got Daniel Jones. I mean, maybe he can get a spot at the
The
Colts.
Colts.
Maybe,
You know
maybe.
what? I'm trying to think of a fringe contender that you know
I think the
could take
Colts
advantage of a
the last
good.
spot. The Colts got to be it because, like, think about it. You go through camp, you looking at
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones, you looking at AR. They not working. You make a draft decision to bring in a vet. You know what I mean to push the offense over because those the GM and Shane Steichen are shit on the hot fucking seat. This season got to be that season. I don't think
I
it's out of the realm because like I know they got some high hope on Anthony Richardson. You know what I mean to be the guy, but if you going through camp and it ain't looking right, you might have to trade. But the only reason I say Atlanta might end up keeping him because who do Atlanta got as a backup?
yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
they
but
drafted a quarterback, and I'm not sure who their third string is. So they may
what
might.
did
I mean,
they?
and like I mean, Michael. I mean, Penix has gotten. He does have an injury history, so you might just want. I mean, like Kirk. I know Kirk want to start, but he might not have no choice.
I think Indy is the best. They was 8-9 last year. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that they was a fringe, and Houston won the division by 2 games. I mean, Richardson, he showed us a soreness already. Um, I don't know, man. Well, regardless of where he go, Atlanta's going to have to eat a large chunk of his salary,
That's
of
why I
his
think they just.
guaranteed salary.
That's why I think they just better off holding him. I mean, at this point, pause. But I mean, I think it's better
But
off
what's
just.
that going to do to your locker room though? Like if Penix start to sputter, then what? Because once you make that switch, dog,
Like I'm
now
talking
you
about
just
like really bad.
yeah, like
Like then
once
you
you
might have
make
to
that
play Kirk.
switch, you don't open Pandora's box, dog.
I mean, but to me, like the Falcons have to win because they don't have a first round pick next year. So whatever they do, that first round going right to the Rams. So, you got to do what you got to do
Yeah,
to
I
make the
wouldn't want to be
playoffs.
at the bottom of the league with somebody having my first.
I mean, that's not a good look.
Nah, hey,
Mm.
look, no bull though. Like when you trade your first out, like as a GM, as a coach, like as a team, you gotta be like, nah, they can't get a top 10 pick out of this. Like obviously when Carolina did it, yeah, I mean I know they didn't think they was gonna be the number the number overall pick the following year, but like that's one thing you can't do. Like if Atlanta go out there and stank it up and they end up at the bottom, you just basically gave the Rams fucking whatever they need. And obviously, I think the Rams. Matter of fact, pivoting real quick, I think the Rams, if that first pick is somewhere decent where they can pair it up, I think they go get their franchise as a quarterback. If you want to talk about it like that,
I mean, they could do that, or they could get like if there's a top flight tight end that's coming out, or there's a left tackle that they feel like they could upgrade. Like, it's any of them things that
he
they could
done
do.
got to get quarterback at this point, Mick.
I mean, they could. I mean, Stafford. I just don't know how much long he got to go. I mean, maybe
He
he
ain't got
might
that much
be
longer.
another year. And I'm not even
What
talking about this year. Like he playing
what
this
they
year, but I'm
signed
talking
him
about
to?
after this year.
What they gave him 3
I think he
years, 2
signed to
Stafford.
years?
like was it 2 years?
No, they just they ain't give him no years. They just restructured it.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
just give him some
some
more money.
guaranteed
That's all.
money.
Yeah.
So yeah, like at this, I mean, unless you like 100% sold that Stetson Bennett is the guy, you kind of in a sticky situation.
I mean, Stetson better not gonna be your guy, man.
I don't know what Sean McVay be thinking because
Let's just be
I mean,
honest.
he
And
a
I mean, I'm a
mastermind or
Georgia
whatever,
fan and all
but
that, but he I mean, Stetson Bennett is gonna be your clip holder for the next 10 to 12 years, man. That's what he's gonna be.
I think
Yeah.
let's give it an instance,
He
right? Let's say for instance
so
that
hold
pick from
on.
Atlanta.
He
Okay, go ahead, sir.
he got one more year. That's 26. He gonna
Okay,
be making 48, and then he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 void years.
God damn.
And
So
I mean, like
I
that's why I've been fighting for Falcons fans for a year, talking about, oh well, it was smart to sign him and draft Penix. Like that shit didn't make no damn sense. Like that's gonna be
None,
hurt.
because now
That's
you're
gonna
in
be
this
hurting their
situation.
cap for years to come. Yeah, shit was dumb.
So that
oh,
Atlanta
and that
pick,
would that
it
was
got to be
Stafford's
Christian McCaffrey,
contract.
right? Yeah, I know who you was
Oh,
talking
sorry.
about. I know exactly who you was talking
Okay.
about.
Stafford
Stafford.
got that many void years though.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. 8 void years.
Shit.
And in 27, they still owe him 33 million.
they just gonna spread
But
that
his
shit out.
contract voids in February. Like 2 weeks. His contract voids 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, and they owe him 33.6 million.
Yeah, they gonna spread that bitch out between 8 years. They been paying that man at 20 fucking 35. But
They can't do that. Would they gonna spread the cap hit out
yeah, the cap hit
for the
out. Yeah,
next? Yeah, they gonna spread that shit out for the next 8 years. Um, it's still a lot though because even with the salary, well, in the next year, 28, he had a 10 million. This is before the spread, and then 29 is 5 million. Mm, oh
not
well.
too bad. I think they gonna get a quarterback though. I think if that pick is in a decent spot
Yeah,
with
but
their first round pick, I can see them moving potentially wherever they want to. I mean, they in a position like we was the year we got fucking AJ Brown. Like, you kind of can do whatever you want. Like, you can trade in, trade out, like, move around. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if they took both of those first round picks, and they was already kind of planning for the future. Like, all right, we need Atlanta to finish somewhere between 8 to 12 for that pick to like really hit. And I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like Atlanta wasn't great last year, so I mean, obviously you hope those picks hit, but if they don't hit, shit, I could see Atlanta being a top 15 pick. They just gave them people a layup. That's crazy, fool. Hey, did y'all see the news about Arch Manning or whatever? Saying that you know what I mean, he has no plans of coming out next year, which we already knew.
I mean,
You know,
he can't come out next year, right?
he can, he can, he
Ain't
will
he a
be.
freshman?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
He'll be eligible next year, but like his family kind of made it like very clear that they wanted a diploma under this shit. You know what I mean? And they got a plan minimum. Like they in that
I
situation.
mean, they believe in 4 years though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised. You know, Eli did 4, Peyton did 4, they daddy did 4. You know, I mean, because when you look at the numbers, man, like that your um likelihood of success for a quarterback is directly tied to how many snaps you take in college.
Right.
You know, those guys that do 1 year, 2 years starting, um, a lot of them do struggle, and the other half just flop.
I think he's gonna be well polished though. Like if he really do come out in 2027, I think he'll be well polished, bro. Like you had all the time right now to kind of mold your game. And then you're gonna have 2 seasons to kind of build on what you've learned over the, you know what I mean, over the course of being in college. I think like whoever get a hands on Arch, I think he's gonna be well polished if all the hype about what he is as a player is true. Like I've only seen high school tape, like as far as like big sample size, but like the times I did see him get it in college, he played well. Like it wasn't like he played bad. He played well. Like he had some good games. So I do think like Arch coming out is gonna be a big deal. But I was looking at like a couple of the quarterbacks next year. I really don't know who I'm sold on that's in that draft class. Like K Klubnik, Drew Allar, like none of
Cade is
those guys jump off the page for me.
Cade is trash to me. Drew Allar is trash. I mean, everybody loves Sellers, but Sellers is, man, like that's a rough prospect, bro. Like I don't mean rough like his play, but like he hasn't really, fine tuned his skills. Is what I mean. Like people calling this next draft class so great, I don't see it yet. Like I got to see these boys play during the football season, and then I'll make my conclusion from there.
Sellers a
Cause I
project, man. Sellers a
yeah,
project, man. He got a lot of athleticism. But his awareness on the field, his ball placement, like he still to me got a lot of work to go, man. Like let's like this draft class somehow have a breakout season where all these boys go crazy. I'm not sold on any of them like that.
I mean it's not impossible for them to break out. Because I mean you look
Nah,
at,
nah, not at all.
I mean Cam.
Oh, Carson, you gotta look. You can't forget about your favorite quarterback, JMIK. Even though he's not on your team no more. Don't do him
That
like that now. Don't do
that a
Carson
nigga was
like that.
never my favorite quarterback. I ain't like that nigga when he played for Georgia last year. I ain't
Don't
never liked
forget
that
about
nigga.
Carson Beck, boy. Hey, listen, man. The Miami
I was
fans
never
said
high on
they got
Carson.
them one, man. They got them 1-on-1, man. They got a better prospect than Cam Ward. That's what they said.
I mean, I don't disagree with that if you're talking about coming out of high school. Yeah, coming out of high school, he was a better prospect for sure.
No, no, no. They saying like as far as transfer wise, coming from
Well, let me.
Georgia and him coming from
So,
out west.
so,
Yeah.
so, if you want to be technical about it, when Cam Ward came from Washington State, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason he didn't go to the draft was because like he got his evaluation and they said he was like a third or fourth round pick. And
Yeah,
so,
because of the talent he played against, right?
yeah, it's the talent. And I mean, let's face it, like he didn't have a year like he had at Miami, like he had at Washington State. And then if you look at Beck, like his last year wasn't good, but if he doesn't get hurt, he's probably a second or third round pick. So I guess if you want to go with
He cut out for you, sir? Oh, that's just
Yeah, I
me.
thought it
Oh,
was me.
okay. All right, nah. He'll come back in. But yeah, I get what he's saying though. Like, there you go.
yeah. So what I'm the just to summarize what I'm saying, yeah, I mean if you want to technically say that Beck is a better prospect coming to Miami than the Cam Ward was, I guess you could say that. I don't believe it, but I guess you could say it.
No, I think like I don't know, man. Like Carson Beck to me, like coming from Georgia to Miami, I don't know. Like I still like Cam Ward a little bit better, like as far as like what I've seen on tape. Because Carson Beck that last year at Georgia, like he blew a lot of those games. Like he threw a lot of those games away, made a lot of bad decisions in late clutch situations. Like Carson Beck did not play good last year, and that's the God on the truth. JMIK sat on here many weeks and told us he wasn't playing well, and he didn't even like betting on his team sometimes.
Well, yeah, because the fact is, if he played a better game against Bama, we fucking beat Bama that game. I mean, like there are certain games I could point to if he played. Not really, even some of the games we won. I mean, we could have comfortably won a lot more games if he just played better.
Yeah, I mean this college season is gonna be interesting though because I think we got a lot of movement as far as like starting quarterbacks on power teams. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
um, I've been looking at my quarterback. I mean he been all right, but I mean he gonna have to get better. Hopefully this summer. I mean him and the OC get together and work on some things because I think him playing in that new scheme last year kind of threw off his rhythm. Um, but I think we got a talented team coming in this year, but we gonna need some play, bro. And it's gonna be serious. Like we're gonna need to play some good football. Schedule ain't really bad. We got to play some good football, bro. Like for real.
So I mean, how many wins you think you gonna get?
Shit, I'm really looking for like to be honest, maybe like 7. You know what I mean? 7. I just want. I really just want 7, bro. To be honest, like 7, 8 wins. I ain't saying like college football playoff or nothing like that, but we need to build some. We need to. We need to build some respect. Like we got
And y'all
splacked
won,
last year.
and y'all won what, four, what, three, 4 games last year?
3.
So if you go from 3 to 7, that's I mean that's actually pretty good.
But a lot of our games, bro, was just quarterback. Like that was my biggest issue last year, J. Bet. Like just not moving off of DJ Ungalale earlier. Like if they would have moved off of him like after seeing 3 or 4 games. Okay, boom, let's get out of here. Like obviously we gave him NIL money, but let's just move on because at that point you seen what he was capable of. He wasn't playing good football, bro. He was really holding the team back, and you could have just at that point I would have rather them played the transfer junior or one of the freshmen. Like at that point, bro, just like last year they didn't show the ability to move on, and I hope like with new coaching staff, like there's some accountability in the locker room. Like we could have won 6 games last year, but shit, 3 or 4 games where DJ just threw the game away, just didn't play good football at all, not one quarter, and we still was in the game in the fourth, and he still didn't play well. Like he didn't give anything yet last year, and I don't even understand how he even attempted to go in the NFL draft after what he put on tape. Like that's just real. He was sick last year, bro. Like he played the worst football in CFB, in the NCAA, period. FCS, all that shit. He was horrible. Dude should have never been on a football. I don't even know how he got a scholarship at any school after what I seen last year.
I saw a little bit of his high school tape. He was pretty much a gym bro, dog. Like he was just bigger than everybody else. Um, just more athletic than everybody. But he can't play. He's not a football player. He looks like a football player, but he doesn't have any
Dog.
natural or God-given talents to play football. Like how I say, um, like okay, for instance, Dwight Howard. I don't think that Dwight Howard was a good basketball player. He's just tall and coordinated enough to play basketball. But I mean, outside of blocking shots and grabbing rebounds, he's pretty assy. Like
But
most
he
of
got
his
that.
offense.
See what the thing is? He got that physical ability that
Yeah,
that
that's what
that,
I'm
that
saying. Like
dog.
it's not. He doesn't have basketball talent.
No.
He's just strong, fast, and tall. That's it.
with a
And it's the same thing
with
with
a lot of
DJ.
energy but
Yeah,
he got a lot of
it's the
energy and
same thing
DJ
with
don't got none.
right. Like DJ 6'5", what 250? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I can I shit. Ain't no telling how big he was in college. I mean, in high school. You know. So, but I'm glad that nigga's off my team, and we ball.
He gonna be on somebody practice squad too. Like somebody gonna believe they can turn that 6'5" piece of trash into a quarterback. I know it.
The nigga is a 6'5" Jimmy Garoppolo dog.
Shit, you might be
Like that's
disrespecting Jimmy at this point.
they the same quarterback. Same
At least
fucking
Jimmy can throw
quarterback.
that thing. At least Jimmy can
Yeah.
throw it a little bit. DJ can't even throw it. Like DJ sucks.
Well, a big part of that is the development. I don't like Norvell. I don't think that. I feel like Norvell is like college football Sean McVay. Like he's not a good recruiter. He's not a good developer. But if you give him talent, he can win. But he can't find the talent. He can't develop the talent. And I'm pretty
Um,
sure everybody is gonna. They probably looking at their phone and saying, "Sir, crazy."
no,
Uh,
no, no. I ain't gonna say
Cooper Cup
he's
is
a
the
bad
only player.
recruiter out of high school, bro. He
Yeah,
don't recruit
Cooper
well out
Cup
of
is
high
the only
school.
player that Sean McVay has ever developed.
Yeah,
His first Super Bowl was with somebody else's team. His second Super Bowl was with a shitload of free agents and
mercenaries.
and and trades. You know, the Rams was third in the division until they got Von Miller. You know, and then they put OBJ on that. You
Hmm.
know, so it's like
Mike Norvell, a
yeah,
portal merchant.
yeah. Yeah, he's college Sean McVay.
Hmm.
Stand on that.
He can't recruit out of high school. Like going to get he sucks. Like no cap. But the transfer portal, that boy will find all the talent you need. It's sickening. I think like I don't know, man. Like I really believe like they shouldn't have re-signed Buddy, man. They should have just gave that shit to Prime, man. They stupid, bro.
Well, they
Fucking idiots, bro. Oh,
they couldn't give it
you
to
don't got
him.
a resume. Like fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
he didn't have a degree yet.
I wouldn't have gave a damn.
He had to
Like Norvell
in,
stinks, bro. Sometimes, bro. Like
in order for
if he
him
don't hit in the transfer portal, we suck.
in order for him to qualify for the job, he needed a degree, and he didn't get that until that year he left Jackson State. He never graduated from Florida State.
But and okay, so um we was talking about the Cowboys and their offense. What do you I mean, sir, do you think do you think they growed a lot? Like I don't think George Pickens to me like really moved the whole needle. Like they still don't got a run game. Still questions on the O
Uh,
line. Like
I mean, they ain't have a running game with CD cracked that 1700, did they?
17.
I'm
What year that
asking. I'm
was?
not being that was 2023, I believe.
Mm, that was Pollard, huh? Tony? That'd have been Tony Pollard.
Uh,
I mean, he's 1,000 yard rusher. If that makes
but
any.
that CD is the engine for that offense, and
But I
you
think
know,
Dak Prescott plays his best football with a run game.
I don't. I think that
When he can incorporate off that play action, bro, he's the best quarterback he can
yeah,
be.
he is. I mean, I ain't saying that he's not better, but I just I don't think that that's what he needs to function. I think Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. Like if he wasn't, I'll say this dog. If Dak Prescott was white and he didn't play for the Cowboys, he would not get the slander that he get. He would get the same praise and attention as Kirk Cousins.
No, he Tony Romo all over again.
So, but nah, man, I
He
mean, I
just Tony
get it.
Romo 2.0. That's it.
He better than Tony.
You sure?
Yeah, he's better than Tony,
The
in my
numbers, the
opinion.
numbers say Tony. I mean, a better guy, but
Uh, I mean, we got to see. Apparently, they say they have revamped the offensive line. They're already a throw first
I
team,
mean, they
so
revamped it with some rookies. I mean, yeah, cool.
I mean, you see, I ain't named no names. I just said they said that they revamped the offensive line. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think they're gonna be better, a lot better than they was last year. I honestly think the question in your division is the Commanders. Like um, second place schedule ain't a full place schedule. So
You in
and
for a
I
rude
get it.
awakening, bro.
Yeah, and the pushback that I keep getting is, you know, well, that's 3 games. Okay, well, what was they last year? 10-7,
11-6.
11-6. Okay,
Yeah.
well, if you
Or was they
you
12-5? No, they might have been 12-5.
let me go look. I it's just if you won the 4 place games, cool. But if you lose the first place games, you go from now you're 9-8 instead of 12-5.
Yeah, they was
So
12-5. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, do they make the playoffs at 9-8? So those 3 games matter, and I just want to see them do that against a competitive schedule. Um, and again, not only do they have a whole year of film, but they have a whole year to be able to break down that film. So
Shit. You know what? Since we here, hold on. Let's do this real quick because I want to see it live. Pull it up.
but you say that, and the Commanders fans get upset, and it was just like, bro, like y'all act like y'all are like perennial contenders, dog. Like you did pick number 2 in the draft 2 years ago, a year ago. Like the fuck are you upset about? Like no, you didn't even expect to have a winning record. Now, when people question if you could do it again, they hate and they mad and they this and that. Like, all right, bro. All right,
Yeah. Let's
this
put this bitch up, y'all. Mhm. Washington Commanders schedule on the board. All right. Can y'all see that? That shit. Why that shit to the side like that? All right.
no, all I see is
Kind
the
of crazy.
backdrop.
I can see it like this. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
This
kind of. I'm moving it. I'm moving it.
this season or okay, this season. Okay.
Commander schedule. Yeah.
I feel like they start the
Now,
season with the Giants? Okay. All right.
Giants, Green Bay, Raiders, Atlanta. That's a good little 4 game barometer.
All right. I think the hardest game of their first 4 is the Giants. Cause you know, you gonna see a bunch of shit you ain't seen before.
That
I mean
defensive
but that
line.
goes both ways. Yeah, that it go both ways. But the Giants got a lot of fucking speed in that front 7.
But they
So
gotta
we'll
they
see.
gotta stretch from week 5 to week 13. That's crazy though.
And then they go to Green Bay. That's gonna be tough. I'll give them the Raiders. I'll give them Atlanta. Um,
Yeah.
the Chargers. I don't know. Chicago. That's not gonna be easy. When going to
The test,
Dallas
bro.
ain't
This
gonna
is
be easy.
that's the gauntlet right there. Chargers, Bears, Dallas,
Yeah.
Kansas City,
Seattle at home.
Seattle,
Detroit at home.
Detroit.
I give them both of those. Miami at home. Um, I'll lean towards them.
Nah, they play Miami overseas. They play Miami
overseas?
overseas.
Okay, I
Yeah, that's
see
an
it now.
overseas game.
Then they got Denver at Minnesota. That's probably a L. At the Giants. Ugh. They got Philly twice in 3 weeks. Hmm. Bro, them last 4 games is whoa. I don't know,
That could
bro.
be the difference of you going to the playoffs right there.
Man, listen, that
You fuck around and go
they
0-4 in the last four.
bro,
You
they
probably
they
out.
have let me see. Let me see. They got 2 stretches. They got that 4 game stretch from October 5th to October 27th, and then the last 5 games where they at Minnesota, at the Giants, Philly, Dallas, at Philly. They got 2 different gauntlets, dog. That's crazy.
So
So
you might as well add Denver in there in that gauntlet shit with the Minnesota one, like
uh,
that last one.
I, I ain't really worried about Denver on the road.
Okay. If it was at Denver, it'd be different, huh?
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to go into Mile High and win. Not saying that they can't, but I don't know. It's a young team. They still trying to mesh together too. We'll see. I mean that's like the second half of the season. So at some point in time, injuries are going to play a part in all of this too. So hopefully nobody has any type of catastrophic injuries to any starters or whatever, so that
True.
we can have a good game, a good competitive game.
Yeah, that's a you right though. They do got a tough two games, like a two stretches.
I mean, but unfortunately, it don't work that way though. So there are going to be injuries. So
Yeah. Cause Chargers, Bears, Dallas, Kansas City, Seattle, Detroit. That's a nice little stretch. Then you get kind of a little 3 game, 3 week break where you play Miami overseas. You get a bye, then you play Denver. But then you gotta go to Minnesota, then go to the Giants. Then Philly come to you, then Dallas come to you, then you go to Philly. Like it's tough now. It's a little different than last year. Like they schedule last year was very favorable. I don't think this one is as favorable. And then in that first 4 games, I got a question for you, sir. What if you come out of there 2-2?
You already dug a hole for yourself. Starting the season 2-2. Um, I mean, you went
I
500
mean,
the first quarter.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the Giants ain't exactly. I don't think they're gonna be such an easy win like they were last year.
Yeah, yeah.
What if you
That's
come out
that's
of
what
there
I was
one and
saying,
three?
man. Playing the Giants week 1. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a always I'm me. I'm a always lean towards defense.
Right.
At the first half of the season, you know what I'm saying? Um, on paper, the Giants have a shitload of fucking talent, man, and we just got to see what they can do with it.
I mean, to me, the Giants, the issue not the talent. The issue was the defensive coordinator because the defensive coordinator had a lot of that same talent last year, and he just didn't know what to do with it.
Who they got now?
They got the same dude. I think the dude came from Tennessee. I think his name is Collins or Collins or something.
Yeah. I mean, he got to figure something out then. You can't go into this one and not play well with this talent, bro. You got too much talent on that team, bro. Like that defensive line should have 40 plus sacks, bro. Like no cap.
Well, let me ask y'all about how y'all feel about the Rams
Mm. Defensively,
as a whole.
I mean, I like what they did with Devontae Adams. I mean, but I think they gotta take that. First off, I would take Buddy off the field. That running back they got, I know he the starter or whatever. I
Kyron.
think it's time to I think it's time to take him off the field. Dude be blowing wreck, man, in the worst times. Like it just don't work out, bro. Like I think it's time to move on from him. And then I think they drafted Blake Corum, didn't they? It might be time to just put him in the starting lineup. But defensively, though, I think they need another DB. A little bit more safety help too. Like I like Cam Curl, but I don't
Hmm.
think he's the final solution to that defense. I think he's, if anything, probably the weakest link in the secondary, uh, if not cornerback too. And I think they need some linebacker help. Like I really don't like what they got at linebacker either. So I think like defensive line saved them a lot last year, being able to get a lot of pressure late in the season, like really locking in. But
Yeah.
I think they need some pieces like in that secondary, in that linebacker room. Like I really don't like what they got right there. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think defensive line wise, they're gonna get better, but they should have added to that secondary, man. That secondary was piss poor last year.
I I'm not impressed. Now, I'm not going to, turn my nose up to them winning the division because they took the field and they won the games that they needed to win in order to win a division. But they did go 10-7. Um, Seattle and San Francisco was kind of banged up. Uh, Arizona is really young. They got a second year head coach. Um, a lot of young players, and they only won 10 games. And in our games, uh, it came down to like the final drive each time. And I'm like, bro, your your alleged up and coming new powerhouse team was struggling against my skeleton team. So I'm just like I'm not believing the Ram shit. I'm not, like I get it. They added Burst and Fisk to an already really young defense, and they had a decent year collectively. But I just, for people to for anybody that wants me to believe that they have, without a doubt, taken a strong hold on the division, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And looking at their records when both teams are healthy, um, the Rams really only beat us when we're injured. When we're healthy, we sweep them. So, but September's coming, and we will see Week 5 in LA.
Yeah, I'm
And I
just
and
I don't
I,
know.
I
I'm not
and the
sold.
last thing is I'm
They the
not
best team out there.
like I get that they added Tay. I get that, but if they added Tay and they added the tight end. I like the Tay move. I need to see how the tight end, how good he is, because I have absolutely no faith in Sean McVay developing him whatsoever. So if he doesn't hit the ground running, he's probably not going to pan out, in my opinion. And they lost like two pieces on that offensive line. So, I got questions.
JMIK, what you think? I don't know. JMIK might not have no service. JMIK, you know? Real quick before JMIK. Hey, sir, did you watch that Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson 1-on-1?
Nah, I ain't watched it. I saw a few clips of this shit, though. Like, I don't
Bro.
even know why Stevenson signed up for that shit, though. His feet looked like it was in cement, though. Like
Bro, he was getting work so bad.
Beasley was giving him that work,
Bro, if
dog.
Beasley was in shape, that game would have been
Bruh, it,
31-13, bro.
bruh. When last time Lance Stevenson played basketball? It had to be more recent than Beasley in the
Yeah,
NBA.
it
Let me go
was.
look.
It
Let me
was.
look.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was like that. He was getting around that boy with ease, man. Like I was just like, man, you could have just
He had him
cashed
on
out
his
them that
he had
hundred
him on
thousand.
his he had him on his tippy toes with that jab step. Every time he jab, he made Lance do like then a 3 foot jump back. Like, hold on, wait, no, go right by him. I was like, God, leave. I ain't know. Listen, I knew Beasley was nice. I knew he was nice, but I ain't know he was a master like that with the game. Like that was some nice like if he was in shape, he would work that boy so bad. It would have been nasty. It would have been nasty showing. And I thought Lance is like known for his defense. He's 6'4", but he looked like a puppy against that 6'9" beast.
So you were surprised that Beasley beat Lance Stevenson in
No,
a
no, no, no,
one-on-one.
no,
Yeah,
no,
y'all
no,
really
no, no,
surprised?
no. I thought he was gonna win. No, I definitely thought he was gonna win, but like seeing how he was like just his moves, bro, like getting to a spot and just really like he gave me that like I'm a bucket no matter what I do. Like that I haven't seen Bees do that in a minute, so I didn't really know if he still had that killer in him like that. So seeing him work like that was just like, oh shit. Like,
I
damn.
mean, but like Lance Stevenson was pretty much like he was like a role player that played good defense. He made the occasional perimeter shot. Like he wasn't really like that. Like his whole shit with LeBron made him who he is with the whole blown in the air shit. But to me, he really wasn't like that. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I thought
I
his
mean,
defense, even but J-Man, I don't know if you watched it, but his defense wasn't hitting on nothing, bro. He was
no, I
getting
mean, I didn't
cooked.
watch it, but I knew that Beasley was gonna win because, like, so like, there's also another thing in this. It's like you may be a good NBA player because you play on a team, but when you got to go 1v1 against somebody, that shit is totally different.
Yeah, yeah. But
It
nah,
is it
like
is
it
like
was it
night
was
and day.
29-13, bro. And like if Beasley wasn't completely gassed, he had a couple times to end it. He couldn't get his legs and his arms to work in unison to get the ball to the bucket.
I
He really
mean,
should have
yeah,
he
but like
really should have beat Beasley way worse. Like I had watched it this morning. Like it's like what 40 minutes or something like that. I watched it this morning. I was like, oh shit! Like watching Beasley just spin move, hezzy, step back, jumper. Like,
team
golly.
team basketball versus 1v1, that shit is night and day, bro. Like, and I mean, like Michael Beasley, like even though he should have played longer in the league. Like the nigga's still good though. Like he could still post you up. I mean he could take you off the dribble. He could do all that. Lance to me don't got an offensive bag like that.
Yeah, Lance last night you could see it. He was just straight up like shoot the three or try my best to get to the bucket, but that shit wasn't really working. Like and and,
And I mean
and
you're not
Beasley
getting no
wasn't,
foul
bro.
calls
Beasley
on him.
wasn't even respecting his shot. He was just letting them shoot it. Like, go ahead, you can't beat me. Like, I don't care how many of those threes you shoot, you ain't gonna hit enough to beat me.
I mean, but you're also gonna figure that like Beasley plays in the big three too. So it's like he been playing basketball. He still continues to play basketball.
Right.
Now, Lance, I can't. Lance Stevenson, I really can't say the same. I don't know what he doing.
But if he playing the big three, I don't know what's wrong with his win. That boy was winded from like the first 8 points, and he was just like gassed out.
Yeah, but the big three
Jigga,
is
what's
only
good?
half court though. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah. It
shit
was
not
half
full
court
court,
last
bro.
night. It was half court.
Yeah, yeah, but go to what I'm talking about. Like
One on one.
you know,
One on one.
yeah. I mean that shit is completely different. Like when
You
you
can
play
catch your
three on
breath when
three,
it's
I mean
two
you
other
could take a
people.
break. Yeah,
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 you're right.
but I mean 1v1, you really can't do that.
But
So
uh, I don't know how long we here for, but since we let's spin it back to football a little bit. Um. Okay, so obviously we haven't talked about it because I don't like propaganda talking, but the talks coming out. I don't, bro. I don't like doing it because everybody want
shit,
to talk about
propaganda
one
talk. That's
one
funny.
one person. They want to put them all on the screen. So I'm gonna just touch on it real quick before we slide. Obviously, all the reports coming out of mini camps and OTAs from the Browns is that Shador is outperforming the quarterbacks in the room. Um, if Shador starts week one, does that put a light on what happened to him in the draft? Will that open up some more talks, or is it just gonna be he need to keep his head down and kind of grind? Because I know I heard like Dion has something to say about the draft stuff lately, and people kind of trying to attack him about it. But if he really does show up and he really does play week one, does it shine a light? Oh, and certified Jigga say, how do you feel about the loss of Brian Greasy?
Oh
I
man,
mean, does it?
that shit was bigger than losing Greenlaw. I mean, his development of Purdy, dog, is like, I can't even put that shit into words. But I forgot his name, his last name, but his number two didn't leave with him. He stayed with Shanahan. So hopefully he learned enough from Greasy and they have the same philosophies as far as like preparation and how to, diagnose a defense. So he's the new QB coach now. Mix something like Farguson or some shit like that. I forgot his name. But he came here with Brian Greasy. So um we'll see.
But I mean, like, hasn't Brock reached a point where he should be okay? Because this is his fourth year, coming into his fourth year, right?
Hmm.
Or is this, so he should be. I mean, I'm not saying he's not gonna miss his quarterbacks coach or whatever the role he had, but it's not like he had won a rookie or a second year player. So I would assume that he should be good to go. And then I mean Shanahan's still there, and I mean like the offensive staff for the most part is still there. So I think it should be all right.
I mean, I'm not worried, but um, you know how athletes they like routines, they like to be comfortable or whatever. So we'll see. I don't think it would be a problem, but if it is, I'm prepared for it.
And so like just to touch on like the Shador thing, I
Yeah,
just think if he was to start like week one, I just think it make the league look bad. I mean that's about it. Like because I mean like you drafting guys like Tyler Shaw and Dylan Gabriel in front of that kid, and I just don't think those dudes are better than Shador. I don't even think it's close.
me either. Me
So
either. I agree with you on that.
I mean for teams like I don't say teams like the Raiders, but there are other teams that needed a quarterback and just didn't
Pittsburgh.
draft them. Pittsburgh, I mean, conceivably the Raiders could have drafted him and stashed him for a couple years. But yeah, I mean, like I said, like it's no reflection on the kid to me. It's just like it just makes the league look bad.
Right. I feel it. I feel it. So, what you think? If he do start
About
week
what?
one, if sort of, if I mean, if Shador Sanders does somehow pull it off and start week one, how do you feel that what I
I,
mean that
I
that'll
think he's the
impact what's
best
going on?
quarterback that they got right now, dog. So I expect him to start week one. I feel like Shador is going to give them that best opportunity to win,
Right.
giving their QB room right now.
Right. So hey man, look man, we just wanted to pop in and talk to y'all, man. Have a good, Saturday discussion, man. A little ball talk. Maybe sometime today, man. If you on Twitter, man, I might pop up in the space, man. On the podcast page. So if you haven't yet, go follow the podcast page, man. So you don't miss out on the content and follow the community, man. We're gonna be doing little things, and then we do our weekly polls and things of that nature. So tap in so we can get feedback from the fans. But that concludes the episode for this Saturday, man. We'll see y'all next Saturday with part two, State of the Divisions. And then we'll give you an itinerary and a schedule of what's going forward until we get back to this season, man. So y'all have a good Saturday. Be blessed. Until next time. Peace.